How are we looking, Nick?
Oops. That's not what I'm looking for. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
All right. Looks like there's a bit of a delay, but not too bad.
Yeah. All right. Here we are, episode 2 of Over the Show. Your co-host, Tubi, and your other co-host, Mr. Nick D.
Thank you.
Tonight's episode is a spoiler-filled episode. Like we said last time, it's going to be the recap. Last one was predictions, I guess.
Yeah.
This episode is the recap of The Suicide Squad. Not to be confused with Suicide Squad. We saw it Monday night.
Yeah.
Monday night.
Still fresh.
Yeah, still fresh. Well, you're super fresh. We'll get into.
Yeah.
A little private showing thanks to BK O'Malley.
Shout out to BK.
Shout out to BK. Please come on the show. And Nick D, you've watched it again.
Yeah. I watched it on HBO Max yesterday.
So no excuses, everyone. You can see it in the theater.
Yeah, exactly.
You can watch it on HBO Max.
Yeah.
So you should have seen it by now.
No need to watch this if you haven't seen it.
No.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's like...
Watch it
us.
first. Well, no one's watching us anyways.
Yeah. Watch it first, come back.
Yeah, please come back. If you are tuning in and you're like, I haven't seen the movie, watch the film, come back, listen to our bullshit.
That's all it is, it's just bullshit.
Complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Without any of the drama.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
But yes, you rewatched it and you've read some of the comics.
Yeah.
This run.
The current 2021 run. I think it's only... I think there's 7 issues, but I don't think the 7th one is out yet. I read up to 6. And then there's also this weird kind of like spin-off series. Before all that, let's even talk about the movie, because it's weird how...
Before we get into the comic?
The seeds of the movie in the comic is weird, and vice versa.
Yeah,
like,
and we also have the recap questions that
we came
up with at the end of last episode. So if you haven't watched last episode,
Yeah.
you should. And we're going to follow up on my horrible written questions
No.
that I'll decipher for you, Nick. It's in
No, yeah,
Egyptian over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean...
First off, what did you think? Did you
all
like
together?
it? Yeah, like just as like a...
Without going in too deep, I'm just starting it off.
Yeah.
I put it in like a high D rating.
Yeah.
I think for the DC universe or the Snyderverse, BK said it's not the Snyderverse. He corrected me earlier today.
Yeah.
That only his film, only the remake of Justice League is the Snyderverse, and that the other films are not a part of it. I call bullshit though on that, BK, if you're watching, because he did Superman, right? And then Snyder did Superman.
Yeah.
And then he did Superman vs. Batman.
Yeah.
Then he did Justice League. He would have done Justice League if, unfortunate events didn't happen.
For sure.
Then Josh Whedon,
Yeah.
creepy Josh Whedon.
Yeah.
I don't think that's controversial to say. Creeper.
No, yeah.
Stepped in racist creeper.
Yeah.
Racist creeper. There was a little bit of both going on. He was a double dipper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two levels of weirdness. But in that, to get back to it,
Yeah.
in that whole bullshitty thing going on, which, it has some really good moments. We talked about it last week. It has great moments, but I have to say, I think this so far is the strongest film in this current DC universe.
Yeah.
I think it was better than Aquaman.
For sure.
Better than Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman 84, I was not a huge fan of.
Still haven't seen it, yeah.
It's on HBO Max.
Yeah, I gotta see that in Shazam. So
Yeah.
I gotta see both of those.
Shazam's good. It's a real good time, especially for kids.
Yeah, I heard it's funny.
It's a fun movie.
It's like that
It's
kind
a fun movie.
vibe.
It's a very fun movie.
Yeah.
It has funny moments. I don't know if they're laugh out loud funny, but they're definitely funny moments. I don't know if that movie technically falls into this category though.
Yeah.
Into this universe.
Is there any? And I don't care. You can spoil it. Is there any reference to any other movie? Like, do they talk about Batman, Superman?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I want to say he says there's other superheroes, and that's why he wants to be a superhero.
Makes sense.
But I'm not 100% on that.
Okay.
Not 100% on that.
I'll check that out. I'll definitely see it just to get caught up. Yeah.
But I think for him stepping into a film that we'd already had one of.
Yeah.
And this isn't technically a sequel. It is a sequel, but it's not your traditional sequel.
Yeah.
I think he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, for sure.
He cleaned up a lot of things. We can get more into that in a minute. But yeah, I give it a B. You know, an 80, somewhere in the 80 percentile. You know, I mean, James Gunn, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't go wrong.
Exactly.
And I just think he did a great job. A
Yeah,
very
yeah.
good job. What would you say?
I would agree with you. Like, I think because I am, you know, kind of a fanboy, I almost would say, like, oh, I give it like an A. Like, I give it like a 90.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. It is like, I think we're all on the same page. It's a good movie. I think it's definitely, like, top tier in the DCEU. And, like...
For a bunch of misfits.
Yeah, exactly.
Character-wise.
And it's like, I think if you like that James Gunn kind of vibe with, like, the soundtrack and then, like, I feel like the whole thing, it's like, oh, I already like this. And it's like, I like DC stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's start at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'll just go through the film.
Yeah, yeah.
My first thing is that Yondu, I don't know the actor's name.
Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker, thank you.
I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're dead on there. That shows how, you know, we're not super in touch with all the names.
Yeah, I said it with such confidence.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, I gotta roll that back. I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah.
I said this to you in the car on the way home. I really feel like that could have been, you know, the Deadshot role.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like when we were watching it, I didn't think that at all. But ever since you said that, I'm like, oh wow, like was that the original thing? Like was
I don't know. I don't know.
Like
BK shot me down hard with that. BK shot me down hard and was like, I don't know about that, dude. And it is true. Like if you're gonna have Will Smith, you really get to kill him in the first 30 seconds. But that's what would have made the magic of it.
I mean, I do feel like I feel like in the last one, Slipknot died, and like not a lot of death for the Suicide Squad. In this one, that there's so many members in the team.
Quite a few though.
Did they? Like I don't even remember.
They killed the Native American character. I can't recall his name.
Oh, Slipknot.
That's Slipknot.
Yeah.
He tries to escape.
Yeah.
They kill the Latino character.
How does he die? Oh, does
he
go out
like
fighting
sacrifices himself?
He goes out fighting the Omek.
Yeah. Or what's the witch's name or whatever?
Yeah, Enchantress.
I guess technically she dies, and she's technically a part of the crew because it starts off with her being a member of the Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
Now the body she took over does not die, but she
the power.
Yeah, and they kill. They kill a lot of other people, like good guys, like the soldier types, but But yeah, I mean, like, I just feel like there's no way in my mind that they didn't do this film without some type of offer to Will.
Yeah, 100%.
Because Deadshot's, like,
100%.
out of the Suicide Squad, other than Harley Quinn, he's the most, big name, heavy hitter you got.
For sure. I'm sure he even got top billing on the the cast, too.
I'm in as a DC character, though.
Oh, yeah.
You be more in tune with that. I mean, isn't Deadshot higher up, like, than a lot of these other guys?
I would say so. Like,
right.
Like Captain Boomerang and I would say for sure Deadshot's up there.
Because the rest of these guys, I didn't really know.
Yeah.
Especially this time around.
Oh, you know what? The only other one I'd say, like, I personally probably have more experience with the Deadshot is Killer Croc. But it's funny how Killer Croc is way more in the movie. He's way more of a side
character. Yeah, they didn't actually reference. He survives.
Yeah.
They don't reference him again.
Yeah.
But they hit you with Weasel.
Yeah.
And they hit you with King Shark.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we can't.
They're all these kind of monstrous characters.
Yeah, and think about Killer Croc was that. I mean, he honestly looked a little awkward.
Yeah.
He was real head, very small arms, and
Yeah.
just looked unproportional.
You could tell they really wanted to lean into like practical effects.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know if it worked quite the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, it just felt a little awkward.
Yeah.
But I feel like that, like when I watched the film, and you watched from beginning to end here, I don't know where else I would try to fit Deadshot. If you're gonna put him in the movie,
yeah,
and like where, like it made a lot of sense to just because you had to keep Harley. They must have had some type of contract, yada yadas.
Yeah.
It was like, look, James, you can kill all these fools.
Yeah.
But Harley has to survive. We got things to do with her.
She's a cash cow. We're not.
She's the biggest female superhero I think out. Maybe Wonder Woman's over her, but I don't know. I
don't know. Like I would be interested to see like it just like
Well, I think the movie. I think Wonder Woman the film did better than Birds of Prey.
For sure.
But that Birds of Prey was.
But it's funny how like I think you're 100% right that Wonder Woman did better than both probably Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad put together. Mm-hmm. But I almost think there's more goodwill with Harley than there is with Wonder Woman.
She's the female Deadpool.
Yeah. Like I almost think because I think that's what's kind of fashionable right now. Is everyone wants that, like you're right, like Deadpool type character.
And she kind of fills that void for the DC.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she's the female Deadpool.
Yeah.
She's fun. She's an anti-hero that you're rooting for, not against.
Exactly.
You know, you can say, oh, she's the female Joker, but like, especially this world that they've created with the Joker, he's real dark and creepy.
Yeah.
You know, and she's a lot more lighthearted than that.
For sure.
But that's my, just to start the movie off with, I did feel like that would have been the space to put him in.
Yeah.
You know, because you had this epic kill scene.
Yeah.
Where they just wipe out what you think is the full-blown Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
you know it's not, because the movie has
other
hours.
and other characters that it's like it is weird in that big when like when you see like the poster and stuff, it didn't really dawn on me that we're not seeing both teams, but in like the lineup you're like, man, we're like missing like 5 or 6 characters, and it wasn't at all like a red flag for me.
John Cena, I was like, where the fuck is John Cena
it did shock me. The first
but you're so into it, you know, you're like, oh, they're gonna pop up at some point, but the way they went about it, I have to say, for the opening sequence of that film, home run.
Yeah.
They nailed it, or James nailed it.
Yeah.
Did a fantastic job, just brutal, you know. That's the one thing we gotta highlight here too, was it was very on tune, I don't know, it was very on par with Deadpool, and I feel like that's been so far the goriest superhero film. Marvel really doesn't the MCU, because Deadpool is Marvel, but the MCU by Disney hasn't really
crossed that line.
No, not at all.
I mean, there was a scene in Black Widow where like her sister like guts that agent in the beginning, and you see nothing other than her shirt is like a little red. It's like a little wet and a little red. And it's just like, it's so funny that like the tone difference.
And then she snaps up in the leg. That was kind of heavy too.
Exactly. But you don't really see much. Like you probably see like a little bit of CGI. But
So, but you know, I thought this film started off fantastic, and then it just the pacing was great. Then it goes to the other crew. You're like, oh shit, and then you know, you meet those guys, and Cena and Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
For sure.
Fantastic. I mean, the highlight to me of the whole entire film
killing it,
was the two of them going through that little campsite. You know, with the naked guy and the bathtub dude.
The little kill contest.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed that, and their back and forth was real fun.
I feel like best line of the movie was the, you know, like it's not showing off if what you're showing is fucking dope. Best line of the movie.
He's like, you're right. Yeah. It's just there was a lot of fun in there. You know, I don't know. There's like it's just a great film.
And also, I feel like too, like that scene, like it is crazy how like, you know, we're watching them kill all these people. We're kind of rooting for them. We then find out that was a huge mistake, and they just killed like a bunch of innocent people. And it's like it really does kind of show. It's like, oh yeah, these aren't bad dudes. They're not good people. And it's like, I love just like this like line they're kind of like walking with it, where it's like, you really shouldn't be rooting for these people.
Like, you think about like Dark Knight when Batman he like ties up all the police. Trying to get to Joker in that building, the end sequence. And it's like, you know, he didn't kill any of them, you know. And then like this film was like kind of the same idea, but it was just like massacre everyone on the way. You know, it did have, going back to Deadpool, it did have that Deadpool 2 vibe, where it's like, you know, they introduce you to this super crew, and within the first few minutes, you're all dead.
For sure.
So I mean, you took a page out of that book. It's not the first time we've seen that in a superhero film necessarily.
Do you know off the top of your head who Deadpool 2 and 1 is directed by?
I think it's 2 different directors.
Okay, I couldn't name either.
Yeah, I can't. No, I can't. Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, we'll do like a recap. I'm sure there'll be a Deadpool 3, and we'll hop into that with a double recap of those 2 films and yada yada. But what part really popped out to you that you really enjoyed?
I mean, like, I almost don't even want to jump to the end. Like, so it's like, dude, I really like that whole beginning thing. You know, like normally, so like in like Black Widow and everything, I really didn't care for the whole business where they're bonding at like they're having a beer at the table and everything.
Yeah.
I could have taken all of that out of Black Widow. Not that it was bad.
You hated the first half too, though.
Yeah, you're not even hated, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
dude, this whole like thing should be redone. But I will say, in Suicide Squad, I liked that whole like bar scene with them, where you actually kind of see them and all those people and everything. Like, it didn't feel like there was any wasted energy in the movie. You know,
They did a bar scene in the first movie too.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Oh, also one thing, just because it just popped in my head. It's funny how just thinking of comparisons, like you said something earlier that like you know how there's like I know you saw it more recently than I have. There's like those weird zombies at the end of Suicide Squad, like
what's like the first people they fight?
Yeah.
As
Like,
a group,
there's that
as a
like
group.
whatever like mold or whatever.
Yeah, like bubble.
And then in this one we have the starfish stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny that there's always like a kind of like they need some kind of henchman or villain that they can just wood chipper up.
Yeah.
Like, that seems to be like a thing in these movies. But they're
There's
like,
so many of them.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You can go back to Avengers 1.
Yeah.
Those aliens. That come out in
Aliens,
space.
and then the robots in Ultron 2.
In Ultron
like,
2, they
and it's like,
robots.
because they're the heroes, they can't just be fighting people.
Well, and even in
Yeah.
Endgame, or not Endgame, what is it, Infinity War?
Oh yeah, with all the
whole
the
army.
things that come out of Thanos' ships.
Yeah, the whole army.
Yeah.
Which are similar people, I think, to Avengers 1, actually, right? That's the
The
same.
Kree, I don't know, maybe, probably.
It's
Oh
not
yeah, I mean, I
Kree,
guess
it's the,
it's not Kree. It's
Shit.
So it's
We-
not
we
the
could Google
Skrull.
it.
It's not the Kree. It's the.
Is it the Kree? No. It's a weird name. But yeah, I mean, totally. Like, when you have that many superheroes.
The Chitauri.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to say that word, but yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
When you have that many superheroes, good or bad, like, unless you have a Thanos type of person, which they end up fighting towards the end there.
Yeah.
It's hard to have that many people just stand around. Like, what the fuck are the rest of them doing?
That's a really good point. Yeah.
But going back to the intro too, I mentioned my whole Will Smith thing, but they killed Captain Boomerang, which was one of the only characters carried over. It's to recap that, it's Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
Captain Boomerang,
Waller.
and Rick Flag.
Yeah. And then do you know, like, do we see Steve Agee in the other one? Is the crew
No,
on the mics?
no, she in the first one kills all her.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And
I
the original
completely
thing is
forgot
to
about
save her.
that. Yeah.
And then they're all pissed, and then she shoots everyone in the room
That's
in
so
front of Ric
funny.
Flair.
Yeah.
Ric Flair, Jesus. Woo! In front of Rick Flag, shoots everybody in the head,
Yeah.
and then they swoop her, and then then Joker flies in the building, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So,
Wow, dude, I forgot all about that.
yeah. So no, which also James Gunn's wife is in that crew. So little Kevin Smith cameo there, throwing in family and friends. I mean, James Gunn does a lot of that. Like his brother was in the jail scene.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Guardians.
And then Stallone,
Crossover.
Polka Dot, both in Guardians.
Yes. Yep. Stallone as King Shark.
Yeah.
Or what was the name?
Nanawe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I will say, that was one of the few things I was disappointed by. As weird as this is gonna sound.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they would have called him King Shark.
Yeah.
That's corny.
But no,
But-
I like stuff like that. Like,
Like somewhere in there they dropped the name of it.
Yeah.
Not the whole film, maybe.
Yeah,
But at
yeah.
some point, let's call him King Shark.
Yeah.
And it was a different King Shark than what we've seen in the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Yeah, completely different vibe.
Yeah, a lot more. I guess you would say realistic, but let's also be honest, a lot more Groot-like.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. You
kind
can
of
tell
for
James
kids.
Gunn's like, I know what works. I know,
This is like rated R Guardians.
Yeah.
That's really what this kind of was in a way.
For sure.
Which was one of Sadu's beef with the film. He didn't super enjoy it because he felt like it was too Guardians-like.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. He was like, oh, even the music. It's like, the Pixie song sticks out to me, but I can't name another song in that film, really. Nothing else comes to mind off tops.
Yeah.
The Pixie track definitely comes to mind. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I swear it was in Spanish. Now, when you watch it again.
Dude, I meant to look for it, but yeah, I didn't, I forgot.
I swear when they're in the car, it's Spanish Pixies, and then when they get out,
Yeah.
the montage.
I feel like you're right, but and again, I meant to like.
Yeah,
pay
I need to
attention
rewatch
to
it
it,
and catch that part. But yeah, like getting into the whole ending scene, or because you have this first half,
Yeah.
and then they get to the building and there's the whole betrayal, by.
Well, you also wait the betrayal. Are we on the beach or do you mean the betrayal?
No. I'm saying when John Cena, Peacemaker.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like that was kind of getting into what you had said last episode too. Nick really was calling out that Rick Flag was going to become the hero in a way.
Bro, yeah.
And realized that the government was portraying him kind of like a Winter Soldier, Captain America vibe.
Yeah.
Which you were totally right about. But right when you were right, they threw a curveball.
Couldn't believe it.
And killed the fool. And not just kill him, like straight.
Like you literally see his heart stop. Like
in camera shot.
Yeah.
In camera shot there.
Like, yeah.
Because I was sitting next to you, I was almost like, Nick, like, oh, are you seeing this? Like,
yeah.
Because they were about to do what you were almost dead on the money right there.
Yeah.
You know, that would have been lotto ticket afterwards. Like, let's go pick one up.
Yeah.
You know, that was interesting.
Yeah, like I do think it was like really cool how like, you know, I'm sure there's a bunch of people like, oh, I saw all this stuff coming. Like, I don't know, I didn't see it. Like the whole first team being wiped out, didn't see that coming.
Not at all.
Flag getting wiped out, like didn't see that. To be honest, like I didn't even really see Peacemaker turning. Like I didn't like. Did you get bad guy vibes? I mean, I know they're all bad guys.
I did only because in the beginning, is it Bloodshot? Bloodsport?
Yeah, Bloodsport.
When he is introduced to Peacemaker, he's like, I do the same thing as you, and then Bloodsport says something about like, why do we need both of us then?
Yeah.
There's not a purpose or something like that. I can't remember the exact line, and I feel like now looking back on it, that's red flag.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh wait, he's kind of pointing out,
yeah.
Why are you there, Peacemaker? If you do the same thing as Bloodsport, there really isn't. You're not necessary.
Do you think there was at all a version of the script where you take out Peacemaker? Peacemaker wasn't planned, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have Deadshot being the Idris Elba type character, and then you have Bloodsport being the Peacemaker type character. So do you think that there was a script where they're like,
that's genius.
You're about to get replaced by Idris Elba, and he was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't know. Like, just like, do you think that
that's
maybe
another way to fit
Peacemaker...
Will Smith? Like my earlier question, where does Will Smith fit in the script?
Yeah.
If you're taking the exact same script that we already were watching, where does he fit in? And that's a very good point, Nick, of where he could have fit in.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and you just ditch the Peacemaker character because I mean, realistically, how many people know who Peacemaker is? Like, maybe he was brought in,
Bloodsport,
or Bloodsport. Like, maybe maybe I don't know. Something to think about.
An interesting thing that BK threw out at me was the idea of Harley Quinn could easily be just removed from the whole entire film. Like, if you think about it, you know, they didn't get Will.
Yeah.
Let's say you didn't get Harley. And BK threw out at me, like, look at how her role, she separates from everyone.
She's on Team 1. She has the whole thing with, like, the Corto Maltese.
Yeah, but she's the only one on Team 1, like, Rick Flag, the whole camp scene, they save him, whatever, then he becomes a part of that crew at that point.
Yeah.
She doesn't become part of that crew till half the film.
Yeah.
2/3 of the film's already played out at that point.
Yeah.
And then she's pulled back in. It could have been a thing where she was written out of the film if she, in fact, didn't want to come back for the movie.
Yeah.
Which I was like, man, that's a really good point. I also don't think it's a possibility. I think she's got to kind of play this role.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Again, I'm sure there's some contract where they're like, we need you in 2 or 3, 4 more things.
Yeah,
like
easily. I honestly could see James Gunn directing the next Harley Quinn film.
Yeah.
And an actual Harley Quinn film where it's her and not this faux crew film that was Birds of Prey. Yeah. Because I think, Birds of Prey, I didn't love it. And I think where they really went wrong with it is they tried to introduce so many characters at one time and you get lost in it, It's too much to take in. And the big bad wasn't,
Yeah, like, and it's like, I was down with Black Mask and Zaz, but you're right, like, we probably should have spent more time with them. Like, take away Canary and, I can't think of, Huntress?
Something like that,
yeah, something like that. It's like, I feel like if it was just Zaz, Black Mask, Harley, maybe even the kid, you know what I mean? Still have that angle of like she's still trying to do something good.
She's got to be that angle.
Yeah, like they need that kind of like heroic angle for her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like without her though, like the movie would have been a little bit weird. You need Harley, even in this one. Like, and I did like we talked about this last week or earlier this week. they didn't make her. She wasn't the full blown star, especially in this one. It definitely was a lot less of her, but still a good amount of her.
Yeah, exactly.
They did her justice, but they didn't overwhelm us with her. They really gave you, everybody had their own little thing. Actually, now looking back on it, everyone but King Shark.
Yeah.
You know, they do, and Rick Flag. Rick Flag. I'm gonna call him Rick Flag every time.
No, if you kind of think it's kind of a Bloodsport and Peacemaker movie.
Well, they give the rat girl. I cannot think of the name.
Yeah, she was great, man. I don't know her. Rat Catcher. I think it's Rat Catcher.
Yeah, they give her.
She was great.
They give her a big thing, and Polka Dot Man. With the whole mom, and then like that even plays in the end sequence with
Starro.
And
Starro.
Starro, I think it is.
I don't know. It's either Starro or Starro.
We can even pull it up on here, Nick. We don't even need to be looking at this the whole time.
Yeah.
Someone did comment it. And we did say spoiler alert at the very beginning of this, so whoever that is, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
But we definitely mentioned that this was going to be chock full of spoilers. And
we're like a week out, right? This movie's not like...
not even.
Yeah.
Not even. It came out like Thursday.
Okay.
But you're tuning into the Overshow YouTube channel and watch me and Nick D ramble.
Oh yeah, it's Starro. 2R.
Starro. Okay, yeah.
I thought it was Starro.
Let's go back to that. Where's our view? Oh, right here. Oh.
That was
Oh, was that? Okay. Oh, I'm like right here. Look at it. Oh, it's Jerry.
Oh, what's up?
I'm the viewer. Oh, okay, Jerry. Well.
What's up, Jerry?
Jerry, you especially should have already watched it. So, get out of town, Jerry. Yeah. I don't even know what we were saying about Starro. Then the Jerry comments threw me off. I didn't even realize it was Jerry at first.
Yeah. I don't know where we were going with that.
We were looking up Starro.
Yeah.
Before
that we were talking about the. So where are we? So far we covered them up to the beach. We know that Harley meets with the president. They had the bar scene.
Yeah.
How did they get it? We
were talking about
they split.
They split, yeah. Well, we were talking about Rat Girl too, or Rat.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say like.
And that was also the Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
His little cameo thing there. Jerry, you should really tune out. We're gonna keep on saying this.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I didn't notice until they did that full blown flashback with him talking. That it even was him.
When you get like a real good shot of him,
yeah. And then it was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
You know, they made him like a heroin junkie too, which was just like, that is interesting.
Yeah,
I like where you're going with that. That was cool. Caught me off guard that it was him, because I really couldn't tell it was him until they did the close up.
Yeah. When like the rats all around their face.
Yeah. That was great. That was great. And then I mean, like jumping way ahead, you know, I didn't see the Peacemaker thing happening.
That's what we were talking about.
About.
Did we see Peacemaker being the bad guy?
Well, I mean, like he is the bad. Like it was a real like throwing you off the trail kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you hadn't even really met. We met Starro, but you hadn't gotten a full blown shot of it yet.
Yeah.
They really hadn't like shown it yet.
Yeah.
And it's not until like 5-10 minutes after that you even he busts out the building and you really see him.
For sure.
And I loved how they jumped back and forth in that little timeline too.
Yeah.
With the two different crews once again. And classic King Shark, amazing.
The scene with him in front of the aquarium.
Yeah, and then they start biting him and all that.
Yeah.
And it's like he was like bulletproof, and it wasn't until those little things.
Shredded.
Yeah. And then he survives the whole falling out of the building.
That blew my mind too. I thought that was crazy. Like I was like, oh no, he's dead.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah, he was fine. Yeah.
You know, and then like 10 minutes after that, they kill Polka Dot Man. No questions asked. They stomp him right on out. So looking back on it now, you're like, wow, it's so weird that they didn't kill King Shark.
Yeah.
Because they kill everyone in that film.
And it almost kind of makes sense too, where they're like, if anyone is going to be an action figure of this movie, it's like the ones who made it, like Harley, Bloodsport, Cena, and King Shark.
Well,
like,
the Cena thing too is pretty obvious because I was not obvious, like knowing they have a TV show coming.
I mean, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like the meta of it, like we know he was gonna be fine.
And you assume that the show will maybe lean into another movie, not even necessarily a Suicide Squad,
but something.
You know, like so. I'm not too surprised. You know, for all we fucking know though, they could bring back Rick Flag even.
100%. Especially, I mean, we know we've got Flashpoint coming in like a year or two or whatever that is.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then there's.
I don't know if they'll touch this.
I don't know, but the one thing that I did hear, and this is from someone, I don't even know if like I saw this in an article. I think someone told me this, that they might even want to bring back Black Mask and like Zaz and stuff from Birds of Prey because the fans liked them. So it's like I do think we might be getting new Superman, new Batman, new Wonder.
Two new Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like I think it's all up in the air that like if people are like we liked Flag, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, James Gunn's going back. He must have already shot the Christmas special this year for Marvel.
Sick.
With Guardians Christmas special, and then we have Guardians 3 coming down the line.
Yeah.
2023 maybe.
Probably
something like that.
Yeah, I don't think
it's 3 or 4. It's not 2.
Yeah.
But it's coming up in the grand scheme of Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, then getting back into Suicide Squad, you then meet Starro.
Yeah.
And fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like DC's version of Aliens.
Yeah.
Xenomorphs,
Dude, especially that scene in, did you see Alien Requiem? Or no, what's the fourth one? Is that Requiem?
That's Requiem, yeah.
With the scene with all the Ripley clones, like that was like straight up like how there's all those Starro victims.
What's names in that?
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder. Yes. Yeah. She plays the robot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I was gonna say something like, you know how like all the robots are named like alphabetically?
Are
like, they? Yeah, like it's like A, B, C, and you get to David. I think she breaks that though. I think like
before you even get to D.
Yeah, like I think her android name is not. It should have been D, I guess. Or
well, that fourth one.
Ash. I don't know. Ash Bishop. I don't know
what
the one in C and three's name is.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's the trashiest one of all.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like as a huge fan of that franchise, I can still be down. But yeah, you're right. That movie.
No, same.
It's got such a different. Alien's meant to be like a horror movie. Well, and that movie's like a shoot 'em up.
The first one's like a horror thriller.
Yeah.
The second one is like an action horror.
Yeah, it's like a horror of war almost. Or something.
And then the third one is just a straight horror.
Yeah, just claustrophobia. You're a woman in like a prison planet.
Yeah.
Prison satellite. Yeah.
It was just super creepy. That one's like maybe my least favorite out of the 3, but definitely one of the creepiest ones.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Starro, crazy. I liked that he was all vaporwave colored too. I like that he was like all blue and pink. Like I thought it was, they didn't.
You don't recognize him from the comics at all, do you?
The only thing that I kind of remember is like, and we were talking about when we were leaving. I think it was Addie was saying, I don't know, someone was saying.
That's the Venture Bros.
Yeah, like I think
sure that's the Venture Bros thing.
I've seen that like image before of like a bunch of people with starfish on their head, and like I was like, dude, what?
Can we Google that actually?
Yeah.
Let's see if that is Adventure Bros. It's something. Just type in Starro at that point. Yeah.
Let's do Alien Parasite or something.
Maybe I'm wrong.
It's something though. Like I for sure like we will see
do Starro cartoon reference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know it's from something. Like there's definitely some type of pop culture reference to the whole Starro theory.
Oh, here you go. It's a DC animated universe. This dude right here, like this is I feel like what I've seen.
Okay.
Like this kind of stuff.
I sort of seen something else where was making fun of it, but yeah, it's gonna hit me at some point. And I'll find an image, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's been a DC. Oh wow, is this more recently?
This is probably concept art.
Oh, okay.
It's inspired movie. Yeah, so concept art. Yeah.
It's interesting though because Peacemaker never actually.
Yeah. He's not a part of that. Yeah.
Not a part of it. Dude, I want to try this on. I have one thing I want to see.
Yeah, Starro. I like Starro a lot. I mean, even before Starro. So yeah, we lost Flag, and then there's the whole kind of chase between Peacemaker, and Ratcatcher 2. And at that point too, I was like, who knows who's gonna make it out of it? Like maybe is it Peacemaker or Peacekeeper?
I think it's Peacemaker.
Like I kind of
Peacekeeper?
I think it's Peacemaker. I think it's I don't know why I keep saying Peacekeeper.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm totally off on this. I swear there was more of a comical, unless it's Harvey Birdman.
Maybe, I don't know.
I swear there was something like that.
I could see it being something like Space Ghost or something like that.
Yeah,
like some kind of Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Because the thing that sticks out to me, which I feel like they did do in the movie, is like the starfishes on their head, and then you can see their teeth, and it's like kind of like grotesque looking to see like the human teeth with like the single eye. It's almost like the Cyclops kind of thing, but
Yeah, no, nothing. Interesting. I don't know. I'm giving up. Yeah, I mean, we're all the way on to Starro. And then like when it had the people in the face, they're talking and all that, super creepy.
And there was one when he I think when he yelled, that was really cool too, and they
Yeah.
all just like kind of scream in that weird way. That was dope.
Yeah.
Have you been seeing that thing on Twitter? How like I don't know, someone on Twitter was like, you should see this scene in the movie theater, and it's when Bloodsport builds that gun and everything, and like he was shooting, and one of the best comments was like, the gun doesn't even work. Like Idris Elba is laying into Starro with that big gun that he built, and it doesn't really do anything. And I thought
It's
that
like
was
shooting
funny.
almost like flares or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like I thought that was funny. That it's like, oh yeah, that didn't really help.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
That's when he tells King Shark like.
No.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and it's your mom to the Polka Dot Man, and like then it gets all.
Polka Dot Man was dope.
His powers was incredible. Like
Yeah.
it seemed like to me like if he didn't get stomped out, he could have been easily the person just to kill Star
Yeah, totally.
on his own.
Yeah. He
Which
took out
is-
that one leg, no problem.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
And like it just.
Yeah.
It's cool they brought it back around with the stick from that character. Javelin Man.
Maybe. I assume that's his name.
I think you're right. We should just pull up the cast listing or the character listing for the Suicide Squad.
Good call.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we've kind of covered the whole movie.
Yeah.
Now let's get into this real quick. You probably just do image though, Nick.
Oh yeah.
And then because I guarantee you go back real quick. Let me do cast and then do image. I'm sure somebody has pulled up the name. Oh, I would have figured somebody had names with character.
Yeah.
Interesting that no one did that. But yeah. Actually, is this it right here?
Yeah. Oh, this is the first one.
Oh, that's the first one? Wow. With the character listing. That's interesting. Anyways, though, is there anything else, like, we didn't mention that you're thinking of, like, Pete Davidson? I kind of wish he would have made it longer in the film.
Like, not counting Weasel drowning and then not drowning, but Pete Davidson's first death of the movie, besides also the bird, but so violent, the way his face, like, explodes, that was, like, kind of, like, the one where you first see, like, oh, this is a very different vibe compared to the other ones. Oh, yeah, there you go.
I'm going to open it on its own, but yeah, there you go. There's all the character names. It is Peacemaker, yeah.
Savant. Couldn't think of that.
Yeah, Savant.
TDK? I thought TDK was dope.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
hilarious.
Oh, yeah, Javelin?
Javelin. That's what it is, just Javelin.
So I don't know anything about Savant, TDK, or Javelin. I was super down with Savant and TDK.
Yeah.
You know what it is? There's nothing I even really like about Savant. I just like Michael Rooker. He made me like that character.
What's interesting right here is that female character is not even featured right here.
Oh, Mongal. Yeah, Mongal.
She's not even on the
Yeah,
scene.
dude, you're right.
Super
Unless,
interesting.
wait, is this? No, you're right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, didn't even feature her.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then Weasel got mentioned in this picture.
Well, but he does come back.
That's true.
But she knocks down the first helicopter and really goes to town.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, is there anyone else missing from that? I think that's everybody, right in this image.
There's no cap. Oh no, he's right there.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Yeah, Captain Boomerang. Yeah. I would have enjoyed to see Weasel actually do something.
Yeah.
And TDK do more.
Yeah.
But you know what? They all were you know,
Yeah, there was no movie I didn't like. Like, I thought everyone did good.
There's not much I could say like that, like things that I'd fix even or anything like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I can't think of something where I'm like, you know what, like oh they should have done this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean the only big thing was they should have said King Shark's actual name.
Yeah.
You know? But all right, let's get back into the comic real quick because you've read the first 6 out of 7 issues.
Yeah, and actually, really to segue into that one thing, just speaking of, if I could change anything about the movie, not even change it. I just wish there was even more like, and this ties into the comic in the sense the comic there's so much going on. It would have been nice. I didn't even, like the big Starro at the end. I didn't need Flash or Batman or Superman or anyone to show up. But I think that would have been crazy if Superman did show up at the end and there was a moment between Bloodsport and Superman. That would have been sick. Because it is weird how in these DC movies that like some planetary stuff will start popping off. Or I mean, in this case, I was really just thinking Wonder Woman right there. But in this case, giant monster shows up. Where is Aquaman?
Well, this is a government cover-up.
You're exactly right. None of them are, and they're not like government.
The U.S. government's trying to cover it up, so they're not even alerting maybe them.
But you'd think that Superman, Superman would be able to hear it.
Oh yeah, especially because the little girl, Bloodsport's daughter is watching it.
Yeah, exactly. You'd think. I would love at least a line of like, Superman. On the moon or something.
If you get back into that, like, you could say the same thing like about
all of them.
That's even the Marvel films. Like,
it's a huge problem, and not a huge problem. You know what I mean? It's just an issue with comic book movies that like.
Yeah, like if I'm not mistaken, for instance, in what we just saw, Black Widow.
Yeah.
Fucking Black Panther is out and about. Now the rest of the boys are in jail.
Yeah.
But what, Black Panther's just kicking it in Wakanda and doesn't come to help? I mean, I know this is a little beefy.
Yeah, I think it's a little beefy.
But at the end of the day...
Yeah.
She's still stopping this, huge organization that's manipulating the world on a crazy level in a crazy space base.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody, not even Thor, pops up. And I think they make a reference to Thor somewhere in there.
I don't remember.
The sister, I think, said something like, hanging out with that flying dog or something.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, but like, no one pops up in that either.
Yeah.
And that's something you just gotta let go, is that they can't fit everyone. That was on our list too.
Yeah.
I won't get into that.
Yeah. I do think that is like, hopefully movies like Suicide Squad will be the thing that, because I think that's what comic book movies need more, is like, in comics, there's all these different people that you can throw in, even as just like little nothing one-liner type things, to show, and it helps make this universe feel more fleshed out. I can't wait for the movies to get there.
Well, they did do it in Spider-Man. They had Tony show up.
Oh yeah, and I'm not saying it's not done ever, but it's like DC. I mean, even the last Suicide Squad did with Flash. Like Flash was the guy who brought in Batman, brought in Deadshot.
But they're in a weird point right now.
Yeah, exactly. I get like the
because like who you haven't played Batman.
Exactly. Who
you're getting Ben?
Yeah.
And you're getting Henry Cavill.
Cavill. Yeah.
To play Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
In it because they do have Wonder Man. They do have Aquaman.
Yeah.
They have Flash on retainers. It seems like.
Exactly.
And a Wonder Woman. So you're right. Like,
exactly.
I think it would have been not. I think the big two, Batman and Superman, for the time being, they're done.
Yeah.
Just in any movie sense.
Yeah.
But you could have thrown in one of them. But the other thing about it is, at least Aquaman and Wonder Woman, they're probably a heavy build to add on to that film.
Yeah.
And with the amount of special effects and everything that he was doing with that film,
that's a good point.
I don't know if you want to waste a few $1 million to have either of those actors, or Aquaman, show up for a 10-minute cameo part.
That's a good point.
And take away from them too.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That is, and I do. Well, like, so I'm just of two minds of where I think it's weird. Like, why even have Bloodsport and make the comment of like he put Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet? Why even bring that up if you're not gonna have Superman? And so I wonder if there was a version of the script where that was a thing, and they were like,
a flashback.
Yeah, like we're not paying, we're not doing that. Like, because otherwise, why Bloodsport? Why not make Idris Elba any other character?
Well, I don't know that many other DC villains.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, like,
you're not going like no offense, but waste on this film.
Yeah.
And I mean that in not like
No, yeah.
you know, not saying that like, oh, if you throw in, you know, Mr. Freeze or Riddler,
and it's
big
not
Batman characters here.
Yeah.
You know, because like I can't even tell you who Aquaman fights on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I never read an Aquaman comic.
Yeah.
I've really read Batman. You know, I can't even name off that many Superman villains.
Yeah.
Like who else does Superman fight?
You know, like
he fights what's his name?
Brainiac, Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, Brainiac. Well, Brainiac was in it.
No, he was actually the thinker, but they do have similar. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Lex Luthor. Yeah.
Yeah, Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Lex is like the big one.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
that's his
yeah, I don't know.
But Doomsday's such a weird.
Oh, and they wasted Doomsday.
Yeah, exactly.
They wasted Doomsday.
I did like, not that we're doing a Batman vs Superman thing here, but I did like, you know how they spoiled Doomsday. Like Doomsday was in the trailer. That would have been such a bigger moment if they never let you know Doomsday was going to be at the end of that movie.
The thing that we're getting into a total off.
Yeah.
But real quick,
yeah.
The thing that ruined that film as a whole was the fact that they had to try to squeeze Doomsday in. It's supposed to be Batman vs Superman, yet we squeezed Doomsday in.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what shot the whole film. If they would have wasted a whole film, but if they would have had a whole film where it was just Batman vs Superman, and that's the whole fucking storyline.
Yeah.
You know, but you know I can go deep cuts here.
Yeah,
it's the whole Christopher Nolan stealing the name Dark Knight when the Dark Knight should have been Batman vs Superman. That's the actual Dark Knight storyline, as far as I'm concerned.
No, yeah.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, and anyone can argue that. Yeah. If they made that movie.
Yeah.
Where it's Batman and how he went about, which the thing that's bullshit too is they kind of did do that. Like he gets in the suit.
Yeah, it's almost all there. It's just that Batman's not working for Batman's not working for the government. Like he doesn't kill the Joker.
Yeah, I mean they should have done that movie instead of doing.
Or actually, he doesn't kill the Joker.
Instead of doing the Christopher Nolan films, they should have hired freaking Adam West at that time, because Adam West is still alive. You know, when you do Batman Begins, screw Batman Begins, screw that whole franchise.
Yeah.
Hire Adam West and shoot The Dark Knight.
Dude, I would have
with Adam West as the Dark Knight.
Exactly. Get him all roided
up.
Oh
man, it would have been crazy.
Yeah, get him just jacked.
Because he was still Adam West, even there at the end.
Everyone loves Adam West, yeah.
Oh, he was great still.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But they had some contract. This is the thing that not a lot of people talked about, but I'm pretty sure there was some kind of contract that wouldn't allow him to be in a costume or do any kind of cameos at any of the Comic-Con circuits and stuff. So at some point, I think when they were doing the 89 Batman, they stopped Adam West from doing shit for a long time.
That's messed up.
They cock-blocked him.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense at that point in time in Hollywood how it was. They were like, we can't have you, with your
making money off our thing.
Well, and also because it was so campy.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, we're trying to make a serious Batman film. We can't have Adam West running around being, goofball. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. We're super off topic here.
But
yeah, back to it. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it would be cool to throw in a superhero to appear for them, but I think they also did that in the last one. So James Gunn was like, fuck that. I ain't getting anywhere near that.
Yeah.
Because that didn't go over too well.
And I feel like just as a story writing thing, I completely acknowledge it's not that cool if you build up a Suicide Squad movie and then the last 5 minutes Superman comes and saves the day. That's kind of not cool.
Well, Superman's the most unfair superhero, and that's why it's so hard to write a good film or do anything with him at this point in time.
Because what's he gonna?
Because we're kind of society doesn't want to see this dude who has all the powers.
Yeah.
And how do you take him down a notch? You know, he's so powerful that it's then I don't know. It would be difficult. But we said it again. Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, especially Flash.
Yeah.
If we're heading towards the Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Why not have Flash make a little cameo where he runs? Oh, you guys already did it.
Yeah.
All right, peace.
Exactly.
And then he takes off again.
Or even it's on an island. You'd think Aquaman would be at least. You know what I mean? They're right there. You can see the ocean in some of these shots.
And Wonder Woman has an invisible jet.
Exactly. It's
so.
But having said that, so in the comic, there are some weird that it's I almost glad that I saw the movie first because. So how I think it is, I think there's Suicide Squad 2021, right? And then there's this other series that's Suicide Squad, but I think it's called
Was it from when the first movie came out?
No, this is all like within the last couple of months.
Oh, okay.
Like within this year. Within.
So there's 2 Suicide Squad comics running right now.
Yeah, and one of them's on issue 7, and one of them's on issue 2, I think. And the future one's called like Future Fate or Future State, something like that.
Okay.
And I kind of read them out of order. I did 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and I think I should have gone 1 to 7 and then 1 to 2.
Okay.
Because so to set it up, it opens up with Waller like locking up Flag, and she's just like, because like Flag is like challenging her on like, he's like, we're supposed to be using like bad guys to do like the crazy jobs that the other guys can't do, right? But you're like building this weird like almost not like army, but Flag is like, I don't like where this is going. Like we need to stop this. So she like locks him up. Like Flag is and so now Peacemaker is full on running the Suicide Squad. And
it's weird.
Which is weird. And it's
weird hints at how the film goes.
Exactly. Which is where I now think if the Suicide Squad moves forward, I think Cena is in the Flag position. Where it's the exact same setup, only we just don't have Flag now. We have someone who's more like of a psycho working with Waller. Because we also see the
whole different crew then.
Yeah. Because like in this crew, like it's no one I really know or even really can remember. And same thing in this thing, they die a bunch. But like essentially, Waller is using Peacemaker and the rest of the team to collect other people, right? And so one of them is, did you read the Batman Court of Owls stuff, where there's that like Illuminati type thing in Gotham that are like their symbol is the owl and their bad guy. They have like like their hero, their warrior is Talon. You know what I'm talking about?
Talon's big owl?
Yeah. He's like a ninja owl type dude.
Yeah.
So
I haven't read that. I've seen the images.
You know, okay, so one of the issues is they get him out of Arkham. Then they go after a speedster. They go after
double spoilers. We just ruined.
Oh yeah, I'm ruining this comic for you.
Well, ruin the comic, and so does Batman in that owl? Does he get? He puts him into Arkham.
I think so, but that was like years ago at this point, and I think Talon actually has been his own thing for a minute.
Okay.
So I don't even really know.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good comic, right?
Oh, dude, Court of Owls is amazing.
Yeah,
Court of Owls
I need
is
to get that from you.
crazy. Yeah, I'll get that for you. It's like right there.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And they get a speedster, so they get bolts, and then next they're collecting like a magician or something. Anyway, so like I'm reading through that. And it's Peacemaker, and he's getting like really pissed because even though Flag's now out, Peacemaker's like something is up here. Waller is doing something. You later find out she's got Superboy chained up in prison, and then she's now trying to use him. Like I think she even tells Peacemaker straight up, like, this is your replacement. Like I'm gonna have Superboy running the Suicide Squad, and it's like he's got the bomb in his head too, and you're wondering like, why does she have him? Like, why is he in this situation? And he doesn't seem to remember how he got locked up. Then you cut to this new comic, right? Suicide Squad, Future Fate, Future State, whatever it's called. Also, really quick too, so Bloodsport, the reason why Bloodsport, you've probably seen Bloodsport before. He used to just have like a bandana around his head now. But now, there's this new Idris Elba one where he's got like this skull and this armor, and he's got all these weird guns.
Yeah,
like
Transformer guns.
And they never explain it, right?
Yeah.
This comic explains it, like what it is. Waller's got Bloodsport going to other dimensions and scouting out what's going on in there. And he's reporting back, they have a Superman, but he's evil. This one has a Batman, but he's evil. And so what it is, Waller is building her own evil Justice League, and she's using, and that armor that he uses, that's how he goes between dimensions and doesn't die. And so she's got a clone of Superman, Superboy. She's got a speedster that's not Flash. She's now trying to get like a canary in the second issue from this other thing. So it's like she's using Bloodsport.
Oh, that's the futuristic one.
Yeah. Well, it's not even futuristic. It does take place in the future, so it is futuristic. But it's like multi-dimensional more. Because what it is Waller dips to another dimension where she's got her own super team, where she made, spoiler, she made, it's like, dude, so after this, I'll pull it up on my computer, you should just see it, like it's the new team. It's, Superboy clone is now Superman, I think. Talon is now Batman. There's that new Bolt who's the new Flash. Clayface is Martian Manhunter, but he makes himself look like Martian Manhunter, but he's all like deformed looking because he's mud, he's Clayface. And then who else was there? Oh, and then Aquaman he's wearing the Aquaman armor and he has this trident, but he's this weird like shark fish person that's not King Shark.
Okay.
But he doesn't speak English, he speaks in this alien language. And it's like, it's super weird. And so
that's the only 2 issue.
Yeah, exactly. And what I think it is, I think what this is setting up is that Peacemaker is going to turn on Waller and have to raise his own Suicide Squad, probably even get Flag back. Flag's not dead. Flag's locked up somewhere. To go
Wait,
kill...
So you think these 2 comics will collide at one point?
I think they're already colliding because we know, like right now, Bloodsport is getting attacked by an alternate dimension Superman named Ultraman, and he has to call Waller to be like, I need help. And so she sends in the Suicide Squad, and that's where that issue ended. It's like,
and that's 7 or
no, that was end of issue 2
of the other.
Oh no, you're right. That's issue 7. That's issue 7 of the original Suicide Squad. Because there's Suicide Squad, and then
current run of the original Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Super crazy, dude. I think you'd like it. It's so weird. And like as I was reading it, I was like, dude, I'm so confused on all this. I'm not getting it. But like as you kind of go through it, by the time I got to the end, I'm like, okay, I finally understand what I think the story is. And I think it's going to be Suicide Squad killing an alternate. They're called the Justice Squad.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Waller. And so yeah, I think in the comics they might even be trying to take Waller down now.
Interesting. In the current run of comics.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: have you ever read any Suicide Squad from like any of the original runs? I don't even know when the Suicide Squad started.
Like
I know it's back in the day, right? Back in the day.
Not really, no.
So I'm pondering like, what does this? You know, they're obviously it's sampling.
Yeah.
But this crew that we saw, right? It doesn't sound like. It sounds like there's some of the familiar faces in the ones you read.
Yeah.
You know, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, stuff like that. But this current crew, was there ever a comic that had all these people together?
I don't know. I can't. Yeah. I honestly can't tell you. Like I don't know.
I'd love to read more just them.
Yeah, I mean, dude. Yeah, I've got it. I've got them.
You got even the older ones.
Yeah, I've got some older ones. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
On my computer, I haven't read. Like I think I read like a handful back when the last movie came out, and I didn't feel like it like that version of it, the 2016 or whatever year that was.
Oh, so you have that run?
Yeah,
I'm saying like go back even further.
Yeah, I've got a pretty sizable amount. Yeah, on the computer. Like like I don't know though.
Yeah,
I didn't read them. Yeah.
I wonder if there's an anthology, right? That's what you call it when it's.
I'm sure
there's an anthology, right? Yeah. Suicide Squad anthology.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the comics are pretty good then.
See, I'm down. I'm definitely like.
So you continue this current run of the Suicide Squad,
for sure,
but not much to do with the movie itself.
Other than like you can tell there was like a conversation where like I'm sure like DC went to James Gunn and they're like, Bloodsport, we're down for Bloodsport, but he has to look like this, and like you don't have to talk about why he looks like this. We'll do that in the comic, but like it's like because like Bloodsport looks crazy and like he looks so unlike the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I didn't question it.
Yeah, and like you're like, why? What are these like weapons he has? In the comic, he tells you like, yeah, Waller gave me all of this shit so that I can go between.
Yeah, because like in the beginning of that movie, it's just like here's your bag of stuff.
Yeah,
and exactly. Like, everybody puts it on and they're all ready to rock in the movie. But that's James Gunn too. He makes it fun. You don't really question anything as it's going on.
Yeah. He's really good at that. Of just like giving you, here's what you need to know. Everything else.
Let me look at one thing real quick. We're not frozen, are we? Oh man, if we've just been frozen this whole time. Oh, okay.
Still a delay. Oh, there. Yeah, we're not that far back.
Oh, that tells you how long. I wonder how long we've been going this period.
Oh, what time is it? Almost 10. Oh, it's like.
We can go for a hot minute.
Yeah, we can go for a hot minute.
So let's do let's just end it with our questions that we said, and we'll just rapid fire through them, and then we'll call this one a night.
So first off, was there any reference to the Joker? Not really. I mean, there was that whole thing when she killed the president, and she had that kind of monologue of
her jacket. Her jacket said something.
Oh, you're right.
That was somehow
live fast, die clown.
Yeah, die clown. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Die clown.
Yeah.
I love that. No Batman. That was our second one.
No Batman. No mention of Batman. Like
No mention of the Justice League too, which was our next one.
Except for
Justice League.
Superman, yeah.
How many mentions of the first film? There was 0 mentions of the first film.
Just Boomerang, Flag,
references.
Waller, no actual.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like something about like, oh, we're doing this again or something. I want to say Boomerang or something in the plane. I'd have to. Yeah, but nothing really.
You like I think you were saying BK was saying that if you take Harley Quinn out, she's not really like you almost don't even need like.
The only thing that you're really missing is the president dying.
Yeah. And so it's interesting how the only thing we
because you can change the ending with the stabbing in the eye.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that we know that took it's interesting how the only thing that references the past when Harley first gets on the plane, Boomerang is like, "What did you do to get locked up again? Why are you back in jail?" And she said something about a bank robbery. Yeah, road rage in a bank, like so maybe a bank robbery. And so it's like other than that, so I guess. She's just been running or like
no. I think the Rat Girl did the bank robbery.
She did.
You're mixing the two together. I think the Rat Girl was the bank robbery.
Yeah.
Was her comment.
So when she says road rage, is that a reference to
Birds of Prey?
Yeah, like is that when she blew up the Acme? Like just like I'm just like
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't think there's not even a reference to Birds of Prey. Like I don't think
even a reference to Birds of Prey.
They don't.
I don't think James Gunn wanted to touch any of it.
I don't. Yeah,
James Gunn.
He's like a self-contained story. Yeah. Same with Guardians. He wasn't like, give me Iron Man.
Yeah.
He's like, no, give me the stuff that has nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah. No Justice League, no Batman, no Joker. Our first 3 fucking questions were all pretty much, do they reference any other movies? All we needed to say, we broke it down piece by piece.
Yeah.
And then our 4th question was literally, how many mentions of the first Suicide Squad? And there was really none.
Yeah, none.
None other than there being a sharing 4 characters.
Yeah.
And that turns into 3 real fast. Real fast. I wrote that twice, so I don't know what that means. And comic mentions.
I mean, I feel like yes, after reading what I read today. Like, it seemed like, maybe not mentioned, but it seems like there was supplemental stuff that was like...
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even be surprised, like, in the next issue, there's, like, Starro or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Starro is in one of them. What am I... They reference Starro, actually. But it's just a throwback thing. They just acknowledge that he's a thing.
And if there was any earlier comic book mentions, like from like back in the day, I know Peacemaker's an older character and stuff, from my understanding.
And you know, like I think it would be funny that like we should look this up too. Like, what if the original, like the OG original Suicide Squad? It's probably like Savant, Javelin, Poker. It's probably all those people we don't know.
Probably the one that dies other than Harley.
Exactly. Those are probably.
It can't be Harley because she doesn't get introduced till the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we should
94, 93.
And they even kind of look like doesn't like. Peacemaker
Savant,
and like Polka Dot and Savant, they all look like 70s characters.
Yes, they do.
Like
even the Rick Flag.
With this yellow, just like the yellow shirt that's so like 19.
Even our TDK. Yeah. I like that character off tops
is like such a old
and Weasel. That seems like a real old school move. Like, oh, what if it's an animal that's fucking pull it up real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
See if you do original Suicide Squad and see what that looks like.
Original.
So our questions were all pretty much, now looking back on it, all of our questions could have been answered in 2. We didn't need to write down fucking 6 questions that were pretty much redundant and all the same answers. So you did watch the first episode and you've seen the film, you already know what we're saying. We were kind of stupid with that. Just click on imaging. I think it's always easier to just do. That's what I'm a big just click on image guy.
What are the first 10 numbers?
Yeah, you can't even tell who the fuck any of those are.
Deadshot. We got Deadshot right there.
Oh yeah, Deadshot.
Rick Flag.
Yeah. And in the yellow, right? Go back up again.
In the yellow,
yes.
Classic.
So that is okay.
Oh,
so
there's Captain Boomerang.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So, but like, there you go. That's a comic book mention right there. It's like they did the fucking yellow.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know any of like the last 3 people. Amanda Waller. All right.
Okay. So she's an OG. And she's wearing a suit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Deadshot.
Yeah, that was the last movie.
Boomerang. Enchantress, one of the originals.
Oh, wow.
Blockbuster. He was their muscle, it looks like. Never heard of this guy.
Interesting.
So, first villains in the
so in this film, the only real major OG original Suicide Squad reference is the fact that Rick Flag Wears the yellow suit.
Yeah.
Which I guess if you're a super diehard fan and you got to be in your 50s at this point, go up real quick, Nick, because what year was it? Does it say?
59.
Yeah, so you're Jesus. Yeah, you're real up there in age if you were an original Suicide Squad fan.
That kind of blows my mind. 59. Wow.
I mean, look at them.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like.
But yeah, interesting.
Would you? I mean, I think we have friends who watch comic book movies. Would you recommend this movie to someone who doesn't like comic book shit?
This is a great way to end it. Yeah.
I think I almost think this one more than others. Like
Fats, who doesn't like comic book movies, seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah.
He definitely seemed like he enjoyed it more than Black Widow because he went to that with us as well.
Yeah.
Addie, who isn't a huge comic book fan, like he watches these movies, but he's not huge on it. I think he's starting to get sick of it all.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of people are.
I get that. I get people getting burnt out, but dude, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving that we're like in the thick of it right now too.
I think I don't know. Who knows? We can't tell.
Yeah.
If we're at the thick or at the end.
Yeah, it's like the zombie thing. Like like there will probably be like like I don't hate The Walking Dead, but I'm over it.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe in like 5-10 years, I'm like, dude, I'm done with this shit. I kind of doubt it.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I think
I've always been into this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Would I recommend this one to someone in our age group or younger? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's not something I would tell like my mom or something like, hey, you're gonna like this. Like it's a little too bloody and you know, it's not like a Winter Soldier where it's like this is a great storyline. Even if you don't like comics, this is like a spy espionage. I can't even say that. It's like a spy film.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I'm right there with you.
It's not that, you know, but shit, if you like Guardians, especially, if you know, to be honest, if you like the Marvel cinematic world, I feel like this is the closest like DC property they've so far done.
For sure. Like
for being fun filled.
Yeah.
And you're having a good time while watching some superheroes fuck shit up.
Yeah.
This is the first time, I don't want to say the first time, but first time in a while that they've had one that was like, this is a home run. Yeah. So yeah, I would. What about you?
Yeah, I think this might even be the one for me. Like, yeah, you should just watch Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we both said overall I'd give it a B, 80 percentile.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Me too. Yeah. Let me ask you this: what do you think? So they think I don't know. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about. So James Gunn, I think, is signing on for 2 more projects with DC. We'll end it on this.
Is that counting as the Peacemaker television series?
Yeah. Okay, so let's say it's one more thing that's unnamed. What do you want it to be? Would you want another Suicide Squad sequel, or do you want him to?
I really think if they're gonna do another Harley Quinn film, I said this earlier,
just give it to him.
Fuck it, give it to him.
Yeah.
And I know they liked working together.
Yeah.
He's already doing one with Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're getting Idris Elba to come back again. Is he like a Will Smith where he's like, that was one and done for me?
Yeah, like it's now like it's like I want him back, but after Will Smith, it's like maybe.
And who else was there? King Shark, but Stallone's voice.
Exactly.
I mean, Stallone, you know, as long as he's still around, I think he'd be down to do the voice again because that probably is a day worth of work, make a little paycheck.
Yeah.
But you know, like it seems to me. Like they're gonna want to do another Harley Quinn something. Like Birds of Prey wasn't the home run they were hoping for.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the blockbuster film like that they thought they were gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
And with this being a hit, screw it. Give James Gunn the Harley.
For sure.
Or you go crazy and you give him something else.
Yeah.
Like you give him well, if they're already doing Superman and they're already kind of
doing Batman. He's kind of proven like you could give him kind of like unknown characters, these jerk-offs. Yeah. And make you like now I love Polka Dot Man. I love like.
And that's the thing about him though, Nick, is like I wasn't too familiar. You know, like I'm not familiar with everything in the DC universe or in the Marvel universe. In the comics. Yeah. There's some other comic probably out there that's pretty cool. And has awesome visuals that we don't know about. Yeah. That he could make into a masterpiece. So it's hard to say, and that those are the most fun. Because you don't have any expectations going into the movie theater. Exactly. And when you know like the new Batman. At the end of the day, there's this bar that has to pass. You know, that we're like, oh, you got like Blade, for instance, coming out in the near future, right? I love the original Blade film. 1 and 2, 3 not so much, but it's good. Ryan Reynolds. You know, not the best, but interesting. if they fuck that up though, you're like, yo, dude, that sucked. Give me Wesley back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's hard when you have something like that where, that's what's great about James Gunn, man. He steps in, he can hit it out. But then again, Harley Quinn, you already have the actress. She's good.
Yeah.
Everyone's loving her as that character.
And they kind of need to do that. They kind of need to, like...
She's a good movie.
Yeah, solidify what you guys have before you start opening it up to all this other stuff.
You know, her TV show.
Yeah, exactly.
And HBO Max.
One,
yeah. Because I'm not opposed to, like, fuck the films. Just give me HBO Max. Or
dude.
Give me these TV shows.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm loving just this week. I mean, we got What If this week.
Yeah.
And
Which
then,
we'll be covering.
Yeah, like
you know, on here.
Hawkeye in what, like a month or two? I don't even know. Like this is
the first cartoon we're getting.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus, Marvel wise.
For sure.
Yeah.
And there, there's more coming. Like
I would assume so.
Yeah.
I would assume so. We'll see. Yeah, so wrap it up though. Yeah.
I liked it. You guys should go see it.
Yeah,
I don't know why you watch this if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, share, tune in.
Yeah.
Like
go watch
foolish.
it. Let us know what you think. Scrambles.
Yeah, that was a foolish. I titled it Suicide Squad Recap. I'm pretty sure. So you clicked on it, Jerry, and that's your own bad, man. Yeah. No, that's it, man.
Yeah.
Tune in next week or whenever we do this again. Hopefully, I'll be out of town, but we'll maybe try to get one done before I leave. And then, you know, and I don't know what we'll cover.
MODOK.
You want to do that?
Let's do MODOK.
Let's do MODOK?
Or I mean, MODOK, He-Man. I'm down for whatever. It's Alien Resurrection. It is that.
Now you're bullying viewers? I mean...
Wow, what is Requiem? Alien Requiem? Is that even a thing?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
Thank you, Jerry.
Well, Jerry, you better watch MODOK if you're going to watch next week.
Yeah,
Tune back in next week when we talk about MODOK, because we'll be spoiling that up, too. I mean, this show could have been called Spoilers.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm pretty sure that's already a show.
Probably.
Yeah.
Over the spoiler. AVP?
AVP.
Oh, Alien vs. Predator Requiem, for sure.
Oh, that's what that
sure.
one was. That
we should just have Jerry on speakerphone. He should just be a part of the show.
He should be our monitor.
Yeah, dude, I'm just spouting all this bullshit.
Because he's our... It says we have 0 people watching right now, but Jerry's commenting, so...
He's hacking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the alien in the snow.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jerry, for watching.
Thank you, Jerry, for watching.
Our
Number one fan. I'm going to shout out to Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry.
We'll get you a hat or something.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple of, what is that called?
These are, and this is who we're trying to get the sponsor
Yeah.
here, is Waterloo.
Thirst quencher?
Yeah. Or any other beverage company.
Yeah.
We're not picky and choosy. You send it over, and
we'll plug the shit out of it.
fucking drink and plug the shit out of it. Jerry, let him know.
Yeah, let him know, Jerry.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night, Jerry. Also, like how I